तो आज हम बात करेंगे कि गेम डिजाइन क्या होता है. Let's not talk about product design and etc. We'll talk about it. But what is game design? Somebody is saying, "Bhaiya, designing a game like concept story." Somebody is like, "Design." Nilesh, यार कैसी बातें करते हो? मतलब like I asked what is game design. You said design a game. बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. ठीक है. So Ankit has said gamification. I'll come back to that, Ankit, very very closely. ठीक है. Game design is a building strategy to solve something. Okay. ठीक है. Then Avinash, hey Avinash, very nice to meet you. Incentivizing users to fulfill user flows, step that is fun for them. Okay, fair enough. Harshit, people enjoy while using the product. Everybody's right. Everybody's right. So let's talk about product design or game design. But first talk about what it is not. What is not product design and how does it tie to game design? So lot of times when you hear product design questions, you essentially see a lot of questions like build a ride hailing app for India, build a food ordering app for India. But क्या वो truly product design है? मतलब a design pattern which has been explored by millions of designers, right, and product managers, and they've built a UI and etc. for it, right? What's the point of revamping that experience and believing that your experience will be better when the collective thought of thousands of designers have gone into it and those are good designers, right? Do you really think it will give you the idea of taking an ambiguous statement and actually solving it? Logically, any statement which has been effectively pro-used again and again, right? And it has solved the user flow to a certain level, you should not attempt those problems. It's not going to build product sense in you, because majority of the time, whatever you will see, okay, let me ask something very philosophical, right? Do you think that there is something like a new thought? Is there a concept, what you call anything which comes to your head? Do you think it's a new thought, radical, completely new, nobody has thought about it? Do you really think so? As a product manager, as a PM aspirant, as a senior PM, whosoever you are, right? Do you think anything is there like a new thought? Yes. So Karan is absolutely right. It comes to our mind in the mindful of the information of the old. Yes, Nitya is absolutely right. There is actually no concept like a new thought. Every thought that comes to you is an amalgamation of the information that you have received. Correct, right? No, but there are few which are relatively new. And yes, there are for sure. But all I'm trying to put across is it is emerged from the fact that you have certain information. Correct? Make sense, right? So logically, why do you think that if I've hired the right kind of people, built a team of like 100 designers, and built an organization like Swiggy, I don't understand the testament of product design? Does it make sense? Right? Does it? No, it doesn't. So logically, whenever you are trying a product design problem, try to come up with a completely new solution which is ambiguous, which is a completely new problem which is ambiguous, right? What I mean by that is like build a library of the future. Now this is a very random and wide statement, right? Build a library of the future. What do you want to build for? Do you really want to build for their intrinsic needs? Do you want to build for something else? Right? So logically, whenever you go to a product design question anywhere, right, don't try to emulate the things which are ideally already built and well thought of. Pick up a problem which is generally new in nature, right, or which is very ambiguous in nature, right? Yahan tak baat samajh mein aayi? Does this make sense? I'll repeat the last statement. Whenever you're thinking about product design, even though these problems technically are product design problems, but will it improve your thinking? Because it's already built, already well thought of, already done, right? So will it truly build your thinking if you're practically thinking about it, right? So ideally take very wide, ambiguous statements and things like that, right? So that you can break it down and it shows your true ability to think in a random environment. Make sense? Product design problems should be more ambiguous, very, very ambiguous, which are completely new in nature. Then only you will be able to learn justifiably. Make sense? Chalo. यहां तक समझ में आ गया कि what product design is not. Building a landing page is not product design. Building UI elements on a landing page is not product design, right? Make sense? चलो बढ़िया. अब यार देखो, तो तुमसे मैं एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग कहानी सुनाता हूं मैं. Let me tell you a story. Who wants to listen to a story? So there was a story. So what happened was, long back, Stanford essentially did this experiment, where the experiment was, they took like a control set of like 30 students, 30 children of like 6-7 years age, and they again took a test set of 30-60 students, right? So what they essentially did for the next coming days, they all these students said that we loved painting. All these students said we loved painting, right? Now what happened? What essentially happened for the first set of users, right? They said, okay, go and paint whatever time you want to spend, do it for your own chill. The second set, they said that there's a reward, right? If you paint and if you consistently paint, you'll get a reward. Now they observed them for the next 3-4 days, precondition existing that all of them had said that we liked painting. Right now, according to you, set 1, which is without a reward, and set 2, which is a reward, who would have performed better while painting experiences? Tell me, badao. So I'll again repeat. There was a Stanford study which happened for like 30-40 years back. They picked up people of 60 students. 30 essentially came to the point, and all 60 had said that we loved painting. Right now, the first 30 were not given a reward, the next 30 were given a reward, right? Everything was same, right? Now, who do you think actually did well? The interesting part is that actually people from set 1 performed better. The reason is because they intrinsically liked painting. To the surprise, the people in set 1 essentially spent 17% of the time on painting, and the people who were not interested, who were given a reward, eventually lost the value of that extrinsic reward. They did it. So the first principle that I want to kind of put across is, people generally undermine the value of intrinsic motivation. They think that it has no value, right? जब तक पैसा नहीं मिलेगा तो मैं क्यों गूगल पे ट्रांजैक्शन करूं? क्यों करते हो यार? Initially, they set up rewards, but why do you do transactions in Google Pay and Phone Pay nowadays? Exactly, right? So the first principle I want to leave you is that intrinsic reward in great products always trumps extrinsic rewards. I'm not saying existing extrinsic rewards are not valuable, but people undermine the value of intrinsic rewards, which are generally far better than extrinsic rewards. I am not saying, again, don't think my statement means that extrinsic rewards don't have any value or extrinsic motivation don't have any value. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that people generally undermine the value of intrinsic rewards, right? जो मन से बंदा करता है, खुशी से करता है, right? कि यार मुझे अच्छा लगता है करना. जैसे आज की डेट में, okay, let me ask you this question. Let me repeat this question to you. अब मेरे को बताओ, do you think I teach you because I have this intrinsic motivation that tomorrow I'll launch a cohort of 15,000 or whatever X price and you guys will enroll there? Be very honest. What do you think about? Do you think my extrinsic motivation of writing in, my motivation of teaching all you guys is that? Honest जवाब देना. Honest जवाब. मैं बिल्कुल. Okay, Karan Joshi is saying 50-50. Fair enough, यार शायद तूने मेरे बहुत लेक्चर देखे नहीं है, but anyways. Okay, fair enough. So logically, I consistently do every lecture on Sunday because I love meeting you guys, right? And I really want to teach you whatever little I have learned in my life. Make sense? Awesome. So first principle, intrinsic rewards have significantly higher value than extrinsic rewards, but it is hard to build products on intrinsic rewards. Again, it's not easy, right? It's very difficult to figure out what is the intrinsic motivation of the person to essentially do that. But I'm leaving you with the principle that if you are trying to build a hypothesis, right, intrinsic value is always, right? Yes, Sahil, extrinsic rewards work because that's why gamification worked for whatever little time. And one more thing I'll tell you. Gamification, again, as Ankit said, is not equal to game design. Gamification does not mean game design. Gamification basically means that I am gamifying the user flow so that I can drive users towards some external rewards like badges, coins, etc. And it worked. I'm not saying it didn't, right? It was still a part of motivation, but did you explore the core motivation? Right? So Sahil, it has worked in a lot of places jahan pe kuch bhi nahi tha. Like if you're building a CRM for a B2B company, which is like a very monotonous kind of a task, yes, extrinsic rewards genuinely work, right? Because it makes it fun, right? But do you really think the quality of a good product should be dependent on external factors? Not really, right? तो यहाँ तक सब मेरे साथ aligned है? Understood? Right, absolutely correct. Gamification is 99% external reward. Yes. So, and I've given you the answer also, which is a general answer, जो हमने already पढ़ा हुआ है, but we'll not solve it through that. Let's not do that, right? I want to give you certain principles of game design when you start looking, because what will happen is while I'm not saying the approach of clarifying questions, user personas, problem statement is wrong. It is the right approach, right? But simultaneously, if you learn the principles of game design, you'll be able to put a lot of insights there, right? Which will make your product thinking ability very good. So it's like a slightly advanced layer on how you solve product design questions. And if you keep practicing and keep asking these principles to your again and again, am I solving it the right way? Am I solving it the way to build intrinsic motivation? Then you're going to be an awesome product manager. Awesome product manager.